Hey guys, what's up? It's Blaze. I'm here today with Blame the Controller for an interview, and he is known as a custom map maker at Minecon, and also the creator of Kingdom of the Sky.
Hey guys, thanks for having me.
Okay, so first question. What inspired you to make Kingdom of the Sky?
Let's see. Well, ever since I was a kid, I wanted to make video games, and I don't actually get to do that for my real job. So Minecraft kind of let me take some of the ideas that I had growing up and actually make the stories. And I can't make an entire game, but at a minimum, I can make maps that still tell some of the same stories and whatnot. So that's kind of why I got into it.
So about how long did it take for you to make it?
The first map, Kingdom of the Sky, took me, I think it was like a month and a half. It was probably 2 weeks worth of just drawing board stuff. And then the rest of the time was spent actually building the map, recording the audio, those sorts of things.
So like, what caused you to start making custom maps in general? Like, just encouraged you to say, hey, I want to make some Minecraft custom maps.
Well, like I said, I wanted to make video games, but I never really had an outlet. And I started playing Minecraft, and it was really cool. And then actually, I think the thing that really spurred me into like, hey, I'm gonna make a custom map for Minecraft was the Red Merc mystery. That was the probably the first major custom map that I played that was just really, really incredible. The size and the scope of the building and the level was just awesome. And after I finished it, I contacted the guy that made it and I said, hey, how did you do some of those things? And he told me some of the programs like MC Edit and whatnot. And I thought, well, hey, you know what? I can make this. I can make something like this. So I think it was really definitely the Red Merc mystery that kind of put me over the edge and said, I'm going to make my own map now.
Okay, so where do you get the idea for 3 days?
3 days. Well, Skyblock had recently come out, and it seemed like everybody and their mother was making a variation of a survival map. And a friend of mine, Jagarbov, came up with a lava dungeon survival map. And that got me thinking. I was at the time I was still working on Kingdom of the Sky 2, and I kind of wanted a little bit of a break. So I spent an afternoon making 3 days, but I wanted to make a survival map that had kind of a twist on it. I didn't really want people to, okay, you have to make, you know, 3 chairs or 2 beds, or you have to, you know, have a melon farm. I didn't want none of that. I just wanted, okay, you're going to have a survival map. Let's have you actually survive. And I had just recently seen a video about a day-night sensor that Ethos had made, and I thought, I can make a map that tracks how many days go by, and then after so many days, lava will fall down from the sky. So if you haven't escaped, you're dead, because there's really nowhere to hide. It's completely encased in bedrock. It's got like slits in the sides of the walls though, so you can still see out, so you know if it's day or night, but you can't actually get out. So I thought, well, I'll make a survival map, but I'll make it a real survival map. Like, you only have so much time. And then I thought, well, I can actually make this a little bit more difficult. So I actually came up with 3 versions of it: 3 days, 2 days, and 1 day, which all come in the same download. But for people that really want a challenge, they can try the 1 day version, where you only have 1 day to do everything you need to do to get out of there.
So where did you learn all the redstone for all this stuff?
Let's see. I watch a lot of the Redstone tutorials on YouTube. I don't really read the Redstone wikis that much. What I do more often than not is I just make my own Redstone stuff. So a lot of it's self-taught. Like, I figured out how to make things like flip-flops and whatever without even knowing what they were called. I just made it because I needed it for something, and I was able to figure it out on my own. And then, as it turns out, people call it a flip-flop or a NOR latch or whatever it happens to be. Every now and again, I will, like I said, go back to YouTube and look for a specific thing if I'm really stumped. But I think most of the time I just kind of wing it and make my own stuff.
So, like, what's your favorite video game?
Ooh, let's see. For shooters, I really like Team Fortress 2, although I haven't played it in quite a while. I like Mass Effect, the whole series. I'm waiting for the third one to come out. And I play quite a bit of Heroes of New Earth, just because it's a game I can jump into, spend 20, 30 minutes playing a game, get out of it, and you don't really have to worry about upkeep or keeping track of anything. You just get in, play your game, get out. I used to play MMOs, but I just don't have the time or the patience to keep up with it. Constantly new stuff keep coming out, and I just don't have the time for it, unfortunately. So
Okay, so how did you feel like being a custom map panelist at Minecon?
I thought it was pretty amazing. When I first made my pitch, and people have told me that I sounded like the ShamWow guy in my video when I was making my pitch, because the rules specifically said your video had to be a minute or less. So I talked incredibly fast, and I really tried not to sell myself, but to sell the idea, because up until that point, and even to this day, custom maps really get very little to no recognition. You hear lots of websites, forums, news, Minecraft news related stuff. They always talk about mods, and they talk about texture packs and things like that, but almost nobody talks about maps. And maps are kind of the backbone of the YouTube Minecraft community, because that's what everybody plays, and that's what most people watch. You look at all the major Minecraft channels. So anyways, I wasn't even certain that Mojang would even have a map panel. So I really, really pushed the idea of a map panel. And when they told me I was on it, I was incredibly happy. I couldn't believe it at first. And then they told me, oh, so-and-so and, Jagar Bob and Ars Malik and Prof Snape and stuff, they're all on it too. And I was like, oh, that's fantastic, because those are the exact people that I wanted to be on the panel with. So it was really an incredible, incredible feeling. And the panel itself was an incredible success. I had a lot of fun. The room was completely packed. There were people standing against the walls, sitting on the floors. So it was a lot of fun. I really enjoyed it.
That's cool. So, what inspired you to start on YouTube?
Well, when I decided to make a custom map, I thought the idea of text files were kind of lame, and it really killed the momentum in the custom maps. It's like, you go through all this action, you go through a puzzle sequence or a big arena, lots of monsters, and then here, go read 3 pages. It's like, that just, it absolutely kills the momentum. So I wanted to include audio, and I thought, well, I'll make a YouTube channel, and I'll just put the audio up there. And it was for a couple of reasons. One of the things that custom map makers have a really hard time with is getting feedback on their maps. And getting someone to actually go back to the forum thread and leave constructive criticism is like pulling teeth. But when I have a whole string of YouTube videos, people will often leave feedback on that very video for the section that they're in right then and there. And some of the early bugs that I missed, or the problems or whatever, people left me feedback on the videos themselves, and that's how I knew it was a problem, rather than just not knowing, because people don't tend to go back to the forum thread to leave feedback. Because they were leaving feedback on the videos, I was able to get all that information that I needed in order to make my map better. Also, it has the really interesting thing of showing how far people progressed in my map, because there's a ton of people that have watched the first video, the second video, the third video, and then it kind of tapers down. So towards the last video, there's a lot less that have watched that than have watched the first one. So means they either just haven't gotten all the way, or maybe they just gave up or something. So it's a good little indicator of how far people are actually progressing in the map.
Okay, so how's Kingdom of the Sky 2 coming along?
Well, let's see. I hope to release it in probably the next 2 to 3 weeks. I've been working on it almost since right after I finished the first one. I have the script completely done. The map is almost completely done. The major parts of the map, anyways. I still have to go through and fine-tune some stuff, but like I said, the script is done. I've sent it to all the voice actors, so some of them have actually already did their roles and have already sent it back to me. So I got to do all the editing and stuff once I get everybody's. I'm really, really happy with the guy that I picked to do the new villain voice, because using my voice with the really terrible audio modifier was just bad. I mean, now I look back at it and I'm like, oh man, this is just this is just terrible. But the guy that I got to do the voice, he has the exact voice that I was looking for. He did an incredible job, and I think people are going to be really happy, because in this one, it's not just going to be me talking. It's going to be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, like 5, 6 people. So it's going to be pretty good. Really looking forward to being able to release it. So couple weeks should be done.
Okay, so where did you hear about Minecraft initially?
Oh, I actually used to. I was watching the Blue Zephos channel, which would later be known as the Yogscast, and at the time they didn't have any Minecraft videos at all. They were actually doing World of Warcraft stuff, and I was watching some of their stuff on that, and I thought it was kind of funny. And then one day I just saw let's play Minecraft, and it was the very first video that they'd ever done. I guess I think it was Lewis who was teaching Simon how to play, and he was telling him about how to make an axe, and you have to chop down the trees. And I was like, oh, that's a pretty cool looking game. So I just watched, the first, I don't know, I ended up watching maybe a dozen or so of those before I actually went and got the game myself. But it was through the Yogscast that I basically found it. But I found that, way, way before they became the superstars that they are now.
So do you have like a favorite video series that you make?
That I make, or
Like
that I
that you make.
watch? That I make? I don't know. I mean, I try to do the source stuff as much as I can, which is basically a Minecraft news program. I did try to do some other stuff, but most of the people that come to my channel want to see just Minecraft stuff. So, I do try to dabble in other things like Skyrim and Heroes of New Earth and Team Fortress and stuff, but most of the people just want to watch Minecraft, so that's what I try to focus on. I don't really have enough time, I don't think, to make like a continual let's play such and such, which is unfortunate, but that just means that I get more time to work on Kingdom of the Sky too. So
like, where'd you get the idea, Blame the Controller? Like, just that whole username thing.
I was actually trying to come up with a name to put on the channel, and I couldn't think of something good, and I had like 4 or 5 names, and I kind of just ended up picking that one. But really, whenever I was growing, well, even today, but growing up and today, a lot of people, when they lose, they'll make common excuses like the button was stuck, or it didn't jump when I wanted it to, or any number of things. So anything they can do to pass the blame off of themselves onto either the game or the controller, and it happens so frequently that I just thought it would be funny to name the. I ended up going with the channel Blame the Controller. I also found an image of an Xbox controller snapped in half. I was like, oh, that would look really good as kind of an icon. So I ended up going with that, and so that's pretty much how I got that name.
Okay, so who made your Minecraft skin?
Well, my Minecraft skin is actually a mix of a couple of different ones. I have absolutely no idea who made the original skull because there are tons and tons of those skins with that skull. And same thing with the robe. There are so many different variations of that robe. But what I ended up doing is I ended up cannibalizing a couple of different skins into one. And the skin that I actually use on the Blame TC character is actually the skin of the villain in the Kingdom of the Sky series. So that's why I've been using it.
Okay, so I've seen you've worked a lot with a whole bunch of like other YouTubers and stuff. So do you have any favorite ones you've worked with?
Well, ones that I've worked with, I really enjoy working with Aras Malik and Jagarbov. Two Girls One Minecraft are really great. Nia from that particular channel has also helped me with a lot of the e-Minecraft stuff that I did, which was kind of popular. I actually just did an e-Minecraft video with Sly Fox and Rachel Kip. They were kind enough to work on that collaboration with me. Some of my other channels, I don't really work with In the Littlewood, but he's definitely a good friend, and he does a great channel too. And he's done so much for me. I really appreciate everything he's done. But I'm not really a big enough channel to work with him yet. So someday I will be, and then we can start doing some stuff.
Right
Maybe.
now I'm trying to get him to do an interview with me actually. And like
He's a great guy.
yeah,
He
seems
really
really cool.
is.
And I remember seeing you do the shout out on his like 1 year anniversary video a few days ago.
Yes, and my cat helped me with that video.
Yeah. So like do you have any ideas of ways to make Minecraft more Mapmaker friendly? And just make it like easier for people to do like Redstone and stuff?
Oh yeah, there's a lot of stuff that myself, again, Jagarbov, Arsmalik, Professor Snape, and Kupo have discussed on how to make things better. Couple of things right off the bat. I would make it so that there's a toggle that can make it so that blocks can be destroyed or not destroyed. So basically, a map maker can make his entire map, flip a switch, and then all stone blocks can't be destroyed, or all wood blocks can't be destroyed. So that way, the players don't have to worry about creepers blowing up stuff and messing up redstone. A lot of the times I create obsidian barriers in front of my redstone. They're hidden behind walls, but I still make them so that way even if a creeper blows up, it can't actually destroy the redstone. But so that would be the first thing, which is give me a toggle to make blocks so that they can be destroyed or not destroyed. That will also help with people who might accidentally, break a block or whatever. Another thing I would like is for the ability to prevent people from placing blocks. That would be really helpful. And a set of invisible blocks would be really cool. Currently, there are no invisible blocks in the game because, well, there's block 36, but that doesn't really work. You used to be able to put stairs in the game, and if you use the program like MC Edit, you could, I think stone brick stairs is item ID 109, and 0 through 3 is the different directions, northeast, southwest. Well, if you did 4 and up, it would make the block invisible. Now, pistons could push it, and water would be stopped by it, but the player, mobs, items, everything could pass through it. So it made, doors and other inventions. Jigarbov made a self-constructing robot that looked pretty cool, and it was all because of these invisible blocks. And now that's something that you can't do anymore because of the upside down blocks that was just added in the most recent snapshot. It ruined all the other item IDs. So let's see. Toggle to make it so that you can't, so that creepers can't blow up stuff, players can't blow up stuff or damage stuff or place blocks, and then a set of invisible blocks. So those three off the top of my head would be really, really cool, and they would go leaps and bounds to help custom map makers. Also other things like light detecting blocks, a single block that detects block updates instead of doing a whole piston contraption. Those kinds of things would be fantastic, but I don't think they're very high on the priority list over at Mojang right now.
So where'd you get the idea for Pass the Blame?
That actually, I used to do that. Unfortunately, I don't do it anymore because they changed the setup on what do you call it? On the way YouTube channels look for the most part. But what I wanted to do was I wanted to help some of the smaller channels, and at the time I only had like 300-400 subscribers myself, and I just thought that it was a shame that people would make really awesome videos and nobody would ever get to see them. There was one guy, Thistlehoof, who ended up making a custom map himself, and he took some cues from me, and he did the whole YouTube audio narration. He made a map called Inspector Hemlock and the Bermuda Circus. It's a pretty good map. If you haven't played it, go check it out. But anyways, he did a playthrough of my map, and it was a really good playthrough. And he also had some other good videos on his channel. And I think at the time he had 0 subscribers. And I was like, this will not do. This is just, he obviously put a lot of time, a lot of effort into making these videos, and nobody's seeing them. And I just thought this shouldn't happen. So I decided, I'm going to start putting people's channels in my view box and whatnot, and my other channel box, and hopefully drive some subscribers. I ended up driving a small amount to some of these other channels. Someone like Athene Wins, he has the Together to the Top thing, and that he obviously has significantly more star power than I do. But I was just trying to do something along those lines, just to help other channels grow. But like I said, they changed the way YouTube kind of works, so it doesn't really work anymore, unfortunately.
Yeah. So for the last question, do you have any advice for people that want to be good on YouTube or make good maps or anything?
Well, if you want to be good on YouTube, you might be asking the wrong person, because I don't know how good I am. But really, you just have to put time into your videos and make sure that the audio quality needs to be good. That's number one. Video quality can be lackluster as long as the audio quality is great. Know your audience and advertise it. And I don't mean spam it. See, the problem with a lot of the small YouTube channels is nobody knows that those videos exist. So people aren't going to search for you if they don't know you exist. So if for example, you're making Minecraft videos, go to minecraftforums.net and post it in their video section. Post it on their video forum. Go to the Yogscast forums, post it in their video section. Go to the Workbench, post it in their video. Wherever you can, but you have to post it in other locations so that people will actually be able to see it. And once they see it, if you have good stuff, then they're going to keep coming back. As far as Minecraft custom maps, be original, I think, is the number one thing. Everybody and their mother has done a survival map, some sort of block survival or whatever. If you're going to do a survival map or any kind of map, be original. Do something that other people haven't done yet. And please don't start your map out with you wake up and you don't know where you are or whatever, because I think 90% of custom maps start with, oh, you woke up on a beach or in a house or in a something and you don't know where you are and you don't know who you are. It's like everybody in a Minecraft custom map seems to get amnesia all the time. So try to make something that's original, and go with your strong suits. If you're great at building stuff, then you might want to create something more of a maybe a parkour or a story based thing like Grinchmas, for example. Grinchmas is just story. And if you're really good at Redstone, then maybe you want to start making some puzzle maps with some really cool puzzles. But go with what you're strong with and try to do that. And again, once you make the map, you got to advertise it. Make a trailer for it. That's probably one of the biggest things that will get people to play your map. Make a trailer for it. So that's about as much wisdom as I have.
Okay, so thanks for coming out here.
Hey, no problem. Thank you very much for having me. I appreciate
Okay,
it.
so yeah, guys, this was 350 Blaze. Blame the controller. Link to channel will be in the description and maybe also an annotation or something. So, see ya.
Bye. Thank you.